Words of his song the young cannot hear, of life, love and heartache, and memories held dear.
Warren Kearney has some new music around. He's been doing great stuff lately, and this one's called Who'll Remember the Memories. Thought we'd catch up and have a bit of a chat about the song and a bit about what Warren Kearney does when he decides to record these songs. Warren, congratulations on the success of this single. You must be stoked.
Really stoked, mate. Really happy. Thanks for having me on the show.
When you decide that you're going to put down a new track, your selection process of the song and or how it all happens for you.
The words, of course, were given to me by Murray Marion, which was just like a gift from the gods, because he's a great wordsmith, and I put him up there with the Alan Caswells and the rest of them, really. You sort of look at what the words are telling you, and you think, well, what sort of music should go with that? Some songs are going to have to be maybe like a country ballad, others traditional country, others might be a storytelling type thing. This sort of fell into that storytelling thing, but I just felt that it needed something a little bit different. Because I've played the music scene for all my adult life, which is well over 50 years now, I have a background in not only country but jazz and rock. I sort of felt that it sort of fitted into like a bossa nova feel, but still tell the story in the same way. That's how I sort of came about with the music and did the arrangement.
Have you ever had the stage where you've gone, yep, this is what I want to do, and after you've put it down, you've gone, nah, it hasn't come out what I want?
Yeah, all the time.
What do you do?
Start again. I just wrote a song the other day, actually, and I got halfway through it, just scrapped it. Not scrapped the words, just scrapped the actual music part of it and just started again. And it's come up great. Yeah, that happens all the time. And then other times, everything just falls into place.
Now, you mentioned about the success as a wordsmith and so forth. This song really does tell a story about who'll remember the memories, and it makes you stop and think for a minute. Well, in my case, it did. It just stopped and thought, because I remember my grandparents, they had the slides, taking photos of everything. These days,
yeah,
all of our memories are on a phone.
That's exactly right. You can lose them pretty quick too, eh? But, I was told a couple of weeks back what this song meant to them, and it's quite true, especially if you listen to the last chorus. The last chorus is different to the first chorus. It tells the story there. When we were younger, we used to sit around and listen to our grandparents and uncles and aunties and parents talking. And some of the stories that would come out were just phenomenal, and they might have been about the war or back on the farm years ago. And some of them are funny, some of them are sad. That was their memories, that was their stories, and we don't do that anymore. We all go out with people, and people have got their phones there, and they're talking, no, not talking on their phones, but they're looking at Facebook on their phones, and there's no one talking to each other anymore. And that's what the song's about. We need to listen to these stories, to the older people's stories, and we need to listen to our elders. Because everyone's got a story to tell. You've got a story to tell, Darren, and so have I. But who's listening?
Well, let's hope that someone's listening. Otherwise, we're talking to no one tonight, Warren Kearney.
Yeah.
By golly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're talking to someone.
You mentioned over 50 years in doing music and so forth. What's the energy and vigour like? More fire in the belly?
Yeah, more so than ever. Not so much with the gig-wise, because I'm sort of over that a bit, and COVID sort of put a stop to a lot of it anyway. And I sort of think, well, if there's gigs out there in pubs and clubs, which I've done for years and years and years, I think the younger ones should have a go. But I'm quite willing to do a show at a festival or something like that. But the pub scene, I think I've done enough of it. Like I spent 6-7 years as a resident musician at a resort near Mackay, plus doing other gigs outside of there as well. When I decided to do the radio in Dalby, that gave me a bit of a rest. I was still doing gigs outside of the radio as well. It gave me another insight on what I could be doing. And then later on, just towards the end of my time with the radio station, I was approached by Lola Brinton to write a song with her. Lola's very well known in the songwriting business, in country music, written with many people like Clint Wilson and Christy Butler, and the list goes on and on with Lola, and she offered to write a song with me, and I was quite chuffed that she asked me, so I got back into it, and that went very, very well. Went to number 1 on the Oz CMR charts and went very well overseas too. Then that's when Murray Marion, who I've been writing with for many, many years, came out of the woodwork and he said, "You writing again?" And I said, "Looks like it, eh?" So he's come back on board, and we've written a whole heap of songs together, like Going for a Ride, which we wrote for Australia Day just gone by. And this song was actually written before that. And in between I did Just One Damn Thing After the Other.
I know you're not into Spotify and that side of the business, so people want to get hold of your music. What's the best way for them to do that?
I've still got some on iTunes and Spotify, but we have gone away from there because there's no money to be made in that. We direct people now back to my website, which is www.warrenkearney.com. That's Kearney. On there they can see what's available. This will be part of an album which we hope to get out by, say, the end of September, along with those other tracks we just spoke about too. They'll be on that album as well. But they can buy a single off the website too for $1.
Well, that's great news, folks. Support a local artist and keep an eye out for the album.
We've got a song being released here in Australia this week. It's an international song with Peggy Nora. She's actually releasing it from Canada. That's being released in Australia on Thursday.
All right, Warren, we're going to go out now, and this is Who'll Remember the Memories.
Not where we come from or where we belong. To remember our memories when our memories